Here's the one thing I would do. If I was considering starting a company today, I had one that I was working on, or I was considering potentially changing roles in the future. Hell, I would do this. It doesn't even matter. I would do this, period. I think it's so important. I would spend a lot of time working on your personal brand. I think it is critical to your success. And the reason why I say that, I say it with such conviction. I believe that your ability to communicate with people will get exponentially better by you recording yourself. Everybody says it. People talk about it all the time. It's funny. I've been making videos for a long time, and there's some pretty funny ones out there. I used to say this really funny thing before I made a product video for an online retail business. And it's because I couldn't figure out what to say. And I would say things like, Red Rover, send Lucy on over. Or I'd say like, Donkey Kong. And it was to remind me that things aren't so serious and just run with it. One of the things I've been very blessed with is what I call one-hit wonders. I can record a video with just a thought in my head and just continue on from it. And the reason why I do that is like, I want you to know that I am talking to you from really like just the raw emotions of how I think and how I operate as a person, as well as somebody in the business industry. And I want to share a story with you. 5 years ago, I effectively put together a content strategy that I didn't tell anybody about. And it was because I wasn't sure if it would work. And it wasn't that I wanted to tell people about this strategy and like, if it didn't work, I would feel ashamed or anything along those lines. No, I didn't want anybody to understand what I was actually doing. And I wanted to see if an idea I had in my head would actually facilitate into a net result in the future. And it did. And it was really, really effective. And it all started when I pulled out my camera one day, my iPhone, I should say. I pulled out my iPhone one day and I was in Rockdale, Texas, and I picked it up and I held it and I was like, hi, this is XY, hi, this is Chad Everett Harris, or Chad, and I'm in Rockdale, Texas. And I started recording a video about a project we were working on. As it continued on, I was able to use an audience of interaction to then frame the content strategy. And it was funny, there was this very distinct day where I had made a video and I was like, this is, I'm right here in Rockdale, Texas. I'd make this kind of funny saying about how I'd say Rockdale, Texas. And I was talking about all the megawatts that we built. And a commenter said, you're just a mega Chad. You'll never be a giga Chad. And the minute I saw a giga Chad, I was like, holy cow, why didn't I think of this? And I took that and I ran with it. That literally I built a brand about giga Chad on top of a publicly traded company. And no one knew that that's what I was doing. And I wasn't doing it maliciously. I just said, hey, I think I can create a marketing strategy on top of this company I'm working for, become a brand that actually operates on top of this business. And I knew that I would need it in the future. And I know that sounds funny when I said that. I knew I would need it in the future because whether it's funny to say, oh yeah, Giga Chad, or watch one of those videos and watch how, sometimes I would close the videos where just, it was almost like a game show host, right? It was almost like a game show host. And it just ultimately kind of goes to speak to the volumes of my ability just to turn a camera on and start talking. So effectively, building a personal brand is so critical on your future success, and the market itself has changed so dramatically. It allows people to get an understanding of who you are. It allows people to get to know you on a personal level where they never might. Like, if you head over to TikTok or Instagram, it ultimately is all about me and my bicycles. And it's funny, like I tell a story through them and if you listen carefully, you'll hear it. And the story is I share things about products that I like. And it was funny, the other day I made a video and I said, hey, heads up, if I share a product with you, just so you know, I'm not being paid. I'm not asking for sponsorship, and I'm not getting some type of affiliate link if you buy something. I'm actually sharing it with you because I'm super passionate about what I do. The minute you start trying to sell somebody's product that you're not passionate about, that doesn't resonate with who you are, everybody knows. I mean, everybody knows. It like stands out like no tomorrow. Like it screams from the top of the highest mountain, oh yeah, they're just selling that widget, whatever the widget is. So here are things building a personal brand that will help you in all walks of life. Effective communicator. One of the greatest things you can do for yourself is learn how to effectively communicate in the world today. People spend so many hours behind a screen, and your opportunity to engage with them, for them to learn about you, is so simple now. Number two, your ability to show depth in your person. And what I mean by depth is your ability to talk about what you do for work, what you aspire to do for work, or if you have a business idea that you want to build, what you do for hobbies and what you do in your home life. You have an opportunity to weave a story about yourself through all of it. And you'll hear people talk about, oh, you need to niche down and you should only talk about one segment. And I'm like, the reality is in the real world that we all live in, right? Because I live in a real world. You know, I get flat tires. My coffee doesn't come out right days. I cooked chicken the other night and realized I didn't cook it all the way. And it was like, I opened it up today and it was basically raw. And I was like, what am I trying to do? The world doesn't operate in perfection. The world operates in such imperfection. It is great for you to show people your true self. And then lastly, people get an idea of how authentic you are. And if you can effectively communicate what your passion is, your hobbies, your family, your kids, your community, and what you do to afford those things. And I think that's the right way to think of it. It took me a long time to realize that life and work is only to allow you to afford the things that you should be doing in life. You know, you should be doing certain things, and being an effective communicator can ultimately help you do that. You know, and the last thing, sharing your life behind a screen allows people to get an idea of how authentic you are. That allows you to have people engage with you on a regular basis. Ultimately, you have the opportunity to change how people perceive your idea. Creating a personal brand allows you to show people how authentic your intentions are. And if your intentions of authenticity come across in your writing, in any type of social media post, any video you create, in any in-person meeting, that will speak volumes of your ability to move your passion forward. And your passion could be, you could be passionate about your work, or passionate about a community project, or passionate about something with your kids, passionate about a family vacation. And being able to effectively communicate that authentically to an audience will teach you some of the greatest lessons that you could ever learn. The one thing I would do if I was starting a business, I had an idea, I was thinking of a startup, or I wanted to advance my career, I would spend every waking moment working on my personal brand. And I wish you all the success in the world.